All right. Today, I'd have to say that the theme for today is the Rolling Stones. Can't you hear me knocking? And a lot of stocks are knocking at their 52-week highs or making 52-week highs. And I'm going to get to that towards the end of this video. But I first wanted to start out with the Nasdaq. Now, its all-time high is 16,212, made on November 21st of 2021. So we're 19 months removed from that. So the 52-week high is 13,864. And you can see, okay, I'm going to back up the reel here. There's bulls and there's bears. There's the people who see the market as the glass half empty, that we're going into a recession, that earnings are going to stink, and that the market is overvalued and needs to go down and crash. And you always hear these people all the time. And then there's the glass half full people, or the bulls, who say, well, artificial intelligence is going to lead us to a new bull market, and we're going to make new highs and, buy the dips. And I'm kind of in between. Take it one day at a time and just watch the leading stocks and see how they react. You can see the Nasdaq here pull back to its 10 now found support and recaptured that area. It's 0.6% above the 10 EMA, 1.6% above the 21. So if the market was going to crash and implode, and there's going to be some massive recession, it would not look like this. This is a power trend making new highs. It ran from March 13th to June 16th. Now it's just digesting gains here and acting beautifully. I did mention some stocks making new highs and some leading stocks in our market, and Supermicro is certainly one. Made a new high today, then just pulled back. It was up modest gains, but to me, this is foreshadowing. It's just foreshadowing what the future may hold here. It's 6.9% above the 10 EMA. So yeah, it's 12.7% above the 21. So it's allowing the moving averages to catch up here. I still think 270.18 is a decent add-on area here. NVDA is another one, leading stock, acting well. This is the one that everybody loves to hate. It's overvalued. It's just going sideways here on lighter volume, which is what you want to see. I could imagine that retail folks are getting tired of this thing not going higher, and the pros are just accumulating their shares here. Stealth accumulation. This is Tesla went up on delivery news, pulled back to the 10, doing nothing wrong here, just biding its time. I know SMCI and Tesla are both around 270 now, so the first one to 30 is going to win the bet, right? A couple other stocks. Amazon had its Prime Day today, and I'm sure we're going to hear about that in the coming days about how successful it was. And I'm going to get to that later because we have some credit card stocks making new highs and delivery stocks. Apple just pulled back to its moving average today, back to the 21. Made this new high here, now pulled back, just doing fine, just absorbing gains. Anyway, I wanted to get to the theme of a couple of areas here. We're going to do oil, and we do the airlines, and we do the home builders. Then I'm going to get to our watch list and our new high. We're knocking at new highs, and certainly Tidewater is one of the oil and gas stocks that it's just consolidated for a while. This is one of our leading stocks, and it sliced its 50, and I took it off. But all it did was consolidate for about 4 months, and now it's making new highs and showing strength. OII is in this same group, oil and gas field services, and this one's a little extended, but if it traded sideways for a little bit, I put that on our watch list there at 22.26. And then Core Labs is another one in this group, and it's just consolidating in its base here still. Had a nice move here last Friday and consolidating. I like this one too, and this one may appear on our watch list pretty soon. I got to include the big rig here. I miss this one because I don't normally trade, $7, $8 stocks, but it definitely was set up in a base and moved higher. So congrats to the longs there. And also Weatherford, which is a oil and gas equipment stock, and definitely broke out of a base here. This is also one of our leading stocks, but I took it off after it sliced to 50. And all it did was consolidate, now making new highs. So just because your stock slices to 50, don't give up on it. Keep watching it. I'm going to get to the airline stocks. Delta Airlines reports before the bell on Thursday, and this one is gone. And this is probably buy the rumor and sell the news. We'll see what happens. They'll probably report a good report and then pull back to a moving average, but we'll see. ALK, which has been on our watch list, Alaska Airlines, and you can see why, this nice cup with handle pattern, but it's It's extended now. She gone, so you can't chase that one. AAL, which is American, and this one, kind of looks like Alaska. And UAL, I think this one is a little closer. Yeah, still, actionable here, just kind of trading sideways. So maybe it'll move with the news from Delta. Who knows? The oil stocks, though, the airline stocks are doing well, and also the home builders. We mentioned this at the beginning of the third quarter. July, there was some profit taking here, and that's to be expected after these massive runs here in the third quarter, April, May, and June. Well, July hits and they take profits, and it trades down to the 21 the last three sessions now, looking good. Toll Brothers making a new high here. Can't you hear me knocking at these new highs? Pulte Homes, same thing, profit taking, beginning of the quarter, last reset, you pull back to the 21, last three sessions, just trading higher. That one looks good. DR Horton, same thing, a little bit of profit taking, and now it stabilizes and moves higher. I wanted to go through some of our watch list stocks because our watch list is killing it. Besides Supermicro and NVIDIA, Datadog is one that you got to look at the weekly here, because it's a software stock that's just sold off hard and made this big stage one base cup with handle pattern here. We had the buy point around the 90 area, right around in here. Yeah, I'm going to pull back by the 21. And there was another one here at 97, but now 103.80, and it's $1 above that. So congrats to the longs there with the Datadog. ALK, I talked about this one. Yeah, that one's gone, but congrats to the longs if you picked that one up. Hubs is another one that I'm going to leave on the list. It's doing great, but to me, yeah, made a new high today. So can't you hear me knocking? Yes, but it's still in this little shelf and just starting to push away from this base here. And this is a little higher risk play, but I still like Hubs, and you can see it's just pushing away from that shelf area. Airbnb, another one on our watch list, just killing it here. Now, I like this one as it had this prior uptrend. I talk about this a lot. That had a prior uptrend, then flattened out to its moving average and now blasted higher with volume here today. It's 137. I think our buy point was 128. Yeah, so it's getting a little extended, but longer term, the standard is 144.63. So we'll keep our eye on it. RETA is another one here that's making a new high, and can't you hear me knocking at these new highs? I love it. So lots of different stocks making new highs here. Visa is one, and you can't be bearish when Visa is making new highs. And all these stocks that I'm going to go through, MasterCard, I mean, we use these to spend, right? We go to Amazon and we spend and we buy. And then you know what happens? FedEx delivers and it's making a new high too. So there's something going on here. And it's not just the MasterCard, Visa, FedEx, the consumer. We've got GE, diversified stock, making a new high. We have Grainger, machinery stock making new highs. This is extremely bullish for me. And then Booking, I know everyone's taking vacations. Booking making new highs. I showed you Airbnb, how strong that one was. Boot Barn, this thing looks darn good to me. Nice consolidation here for about 4 months. Let this thing trade sideways for a little bit. That one is looking good. Here's Deckers. This thing makes new highs constantly, just in a nice trend. This is a trend trader's dream, this one here. Pull back to the 51 time, just regained steam, making new highs today. That is a thing of beauty. The semiconductor, ON Semiconductor, making a new high today. The trucking stock, SAIA, making a new high. I mean, come on. This is very bullish. And that's it for me today. I wish you a happy evening. Enjoy the evening. And I lied because in honor of Steve Jobs, one more thing. I can't go too long without mentioning the CROX. This is a stage one base for CROX because it undercut. You say this is a stage one base consolidation. It just ran up, and then you got a stage two base, and then it fell below the prior base. So it restarts the base count. And then don't get bases confused with stages. This is a new base for CROX because it undercut the 109.47. You can see it made a low of 101.65 and then retested that low at 104. Okay, so it's kind of like all the sellers were out. You can see these big pink volume bars here. Maybe all the sellers are gone. And I would say above the 122.82, I kind of like it there. If it can, it's just forming the right side of a base here. And also it just broke above its downtrend line. If I can get some more lines in there to confuse you. So it is above the downtrend line. It's above the 50. And it's making the right side of its base. Extremely cheap stock. If Deckers and Boots and On Holdings are selling their shoes, I'm sure Crocs are selling well too. They report earnings, says here July 20th. We'll see about that. I don't think they made an announcement, but anyway, that's my Crocs box for today. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening. Never give up.